you want to make your mark here on the LCK. We've had teams that, sixth place teams that go on to then win Worlds. So there's still a chance for these teams if they hit the right flow at the right time. So definitely looking forward to seeing what they can bring here in Saturday's Showdown. As we're starting off with the Poppy ban, seen a lot of lock bans. Our desk was talking about how Ezreal is very big in this meta. Both these players are Ezreal players. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a point of focus.
BNK FEARX have been heavily banning Ezreal so far in their drafts, though. So we'll see if they opt to go for a third in this situation. Still a lot of picks available. Oh, Syndra getting taken out here. Obviously is a flex pick. But Cassiopeia will be the ban. We often see Cassiopeia countered by Syndra. I think his short range makes it a bit of a struggle. And it's just going to be the Vi lock-in for Nongshim, a pick that they have a good amount of priority on. They've been banning it pretty heavily themselves. They'll snap that up. Ezreal response comes through from BNK FEARX. A lot of safety. And honestly, in terms of AD carries, there's not many that can feel comfortable against a Vi. But with Ezreal, if she does get in range, which isn't always an easy thing, you can arcane shift over terrain, drag her into your team. And so Taeyoon going to feel pretty happy getting this.
This is just like the slam dunk Ezreal angle. I mean, we already talked about how strong Ezreal is in this meta, but now you first pick Vi and you're playing against Taeyoon. Like, he's going to take Ezreal away from you 100% of the time.
Notably, Camille left open and available. Not something I expect to pair necessarily with the Ezreal. We get the Jarvan coming through. I feel like this also works well because sometimes you see Sivir picked into Ezreal, and Jarvan really just handles Sivir quite well. Nongshim looking to pick up some champions on the top side. The Rumble, very effective. Also, you don't really want to play into Jarvan Rumble. Kingen had some great games on this last year, and it's been pretty formidable. And it is just going to be Jhin. Jhin can operate from such a long range that you're not too concerned about the Jarvan. You're kind of out of position if he's able to reach you. And also does have a good amount of pushing power and laning power up against this Ezreal.
Yeah, I feel like it works really well with Rumble Vi as well. You look for one pick, you land an Equalizer, you root them down. You've got a ton of range with a couple of ults with Equalizer and Curtain Call. So I like the synergy there. It is going to be Ezreal Bard. So the Bard is taken away before the second set of bans. Definitely a high prio support nowadays.
Yeah, also does a good job into the Vi because the Tempered Fate can just completely neutralize that. You can cancel Jhin ult and just provide a lot of map control with one of the best roaming supports in the game. They'll ban away that Nautilus that obviously benefits from Bard having such a thick hitbox, very rotund.
Yes.
So taking that one away. I think for Nongshim, you could look to target picks that do well into the Rumble. Jay's going to get taken away here. We saw Ambessa get picked more and more into Rumble. Early levels can be not the easiest matchup, but once you get 6, the healing really goes a long way into that matchup. So we'll see if they opt to ban that as well. BNK FEARX will take away that Camille themselves, which I think, honestly, when you're playing Ezreal, Vi, I said you can obviously outplay, but Vi and Camille, I think is just too much.
Yeah, and it's just very strong nowadays.
Also really good into Bard. We've seen it a lot of times.
Yeah.
If you see him out of position, drop the Hextech ultimatum, he can't follow the journey.
The one thing that's been ignored so far is the Shen. Could definitely be something that Lehends goes towards. A lot of comfort, a lot of follow-up on what they already have.
Yeah, I mean, he was playing that before it was popular, so could see that come out. Now, for BNK FEARX, and there's a mid-day one prior on. They can obviously snap that up now, but I think just responding to the Rumble makes sense. They are just going to go for the Cassante in the situation. Looking to scale up in the matchup. But also a pick that right now, the Jhin may not be able to cut through so easily. And then we get Shen coming in through for Lehends, a pick he's very confident on, very proficient on, and just a Ryze for Scout. So adding a good amount of damage to the composition. A lot of playmaking tools. I feel a lot of setup, the roaming potential of the Ryze as well. I think Nongshim can feel pretty comfortable with his composition. On the other side, we're going to get the Viktor coming out for VicLa. And I think there's a lot of potential for BNK FEARX going to have prio in the bot lane and the mid lane. It's something they can play around early. but I do feel like playing into Nongshim, once that Ryze gets enabled, once the Shen gets enabled, there's so much power in the ultimates of Nongshim's composition. So I think level 6 is really where we see them come online and start making things happen.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much for all of them. For even the Ryze to try to make plays. And we saw yesterday Faker fall very far behind on the Ryze. He had his row at like something crazy, like 23, 25 minutes-ish. And it just didn't matter because the team held on and they were playing into Anivia, Chovy's Anivia, and you're like, well, this is not going to go well. And eventually he just did tons of damage. So, you know, in terms of the scaling, in terms of the answers into the Ryze, it still feels like Ryze has that kind of a timer on him where it's like, well, eventually this guy's just going to blow up our whole team. So not a bad choice here.
Yeah, I think the point when you get the actualizer is just so absurd, the damage output that you're capable of doing. And it really means that even tanky champs have to play with so much respect and can just get nuked by you. So definitely something you have to be concerned about.
Yeah, curious to see how VicLa would do on the Viktor into that. But Taeyoon getting the Ezreal this time around. That's going to be a big pick for this entire series as we have Nongshim versus BNK. Let's hop on the Rift. All right, here we go. Game 1 of match 97. And already we have some shenanigans here from BNK FEARX as they're getting into the jungle of Nongshim.
So big thing is that Lehends has gone Ignite. And in this 2v2, we often see this on Camille as well, these sort of 2v2s where you need to double ranged. If you can find an aggressive early engage, leverage the power of the Ignite. And if you look at the combat summoners in general, it's Barrier Ignite against Heal Cleanse. This is pretty favorable for Nongshim because the Ignite reduces the healing from the heal. And the Cleanse, although it stops the CC, it's definitely more defensive. You're not going to have as much combat power in an all-in compared to the Barrier. So I think Lehends and Diable can leverage that and really look to potentially threaten. They didn't actually go for the taunt level 1. Lehends instead using his Q for a bit of a shield and to push the lane in.
So they know that Raptor's in the jungle. They're still going to get aggro here, though, as the root comes down at level 2. Kellin in a lot of trouble. Flash forward, and he doesn't die! Kellin just going to walk away. Does have to use both summoners, and it doesn't look like Raptor's actually coming down.
Yeah, if Diable had the 4th shot prepped, that would have been enough to take down Kellin, but unfortunately did not there. You can see that early pressure, though, able to put it down from Lehends. And in terms of summoners, you are down the flash on Jhin in comparison, but supports trading summoners. I think Lehends is pretty okay with that one, especially as a Shen. You have the taunt to get away. Now Raptor, oh,
okay,
that's unfortunate.
Very unlucky timing. I mean, he had it at like 17 health. The rest
now,
of
what is Sponge to
were alive.
do? You see pings. He's looking to go into this bot side jungle, but pings are coming out from Kellin. So Raptor should take his red here, instantly beeline down, and look to cut Sponge off. If Sponge can't get any of these camps, he's in an awful position. Good ward here from Kellin. We'll spot that Lehends is there as well. So you can buy a little bit of time. And Raptor's just going to try and do another camp here. If he can get this camp done and keep his smite up, then he can try and contest this blue. This is not a comfortable position for Nongshim.
Now, they're trying to make the most of it, but I think they've realized that, especially now with Taeyoon coming over, they say, well, I'll just take one Scuttle Crowd. Probably gets both, but still down a buff. Not a good feeling for Spawn.
I think the big thing for me is that Raptor didn't panic. He just kept on clearing through his camps, because one of the things with having all these camps up, it feels really good, but you have to kill them, you have to clear through them. And if Sponge distracts you and wastes your time, then you are losing out in the long run. He will look here for a return on the Raptors after they've been killed already, so a lot of extra XP from the second time round. Scout is here to defend, though. Really important that they stop him from getting this. Sponge is already down a level.
We got 2 supports coming up here as well. I mean, Raptor, he wants to keep up the tempo and take these respawn Raptors if he possibly can. He's got a lot of help here from his team. And it looks like Nongshim are just going to let Sponge fall behind. Not much they could do about contesting those Raptors.
Pretty good play coming out from Raptor there. And if you think about past few minutes. I know Sponge obviously did get to clear up those scuttle crabs, but he's just been wandering about, trying to get these camps done, and Raptor's just been clearing them. Now, though, he's going over to these Krugs. He does have Prio in the top lane, but Raptor's going to spot him out. Sponge just smite advantage, so he'll definitely be able to grab the big one.
Yeah, he's going to smite that and loses the medium one. I'm not even sure what that guy's name is, but I suppose he can be the medium one for now. So he gets that, and he has to leave. And just looks like Raptor is following him around the map, while Sponge is trying to wander around the map to get whatever farm he can. So now Raptor's coming into Sponge's jungle again. And in the 1v1, I mean, this is not going to be a 1v1 for long, though, as we do have Scout coming over. He doesn't have much mana, but he's trying to defend as well as he possibly can. Raptor getting pretty deep in the enemy jungle. We'll get some help from VicLa to go away.
This has just been a constant back and forth between these two junglers, trying to find any angle, any advantage. Raptor, the one with the big edge so far, but now Sponge, knowing he was low HP, was looking to potentially challenge on camps, but we see here Raptor's just going to go pick up his Raptors, and Sponge will go back to his own jungle.
Yeah, oh, he hits level 6 here on this wave. Kingen's in a ton of trouble. TP's onto the wave, and actually with the equalizer will be able to live. Just creates enough space there.
It was that Q as well, the final Q from Clear missed. I think if it hit that, he might have committed further, but is respectful there. Both top laners burning their flashes and ultimates there, and then Clear missing a minion.
He also missed the cannon minion as the TP was coming in. I guess a little bit distracted.
Yeah. Well, a lot of back and forth. No kills yet between these two teams, but they're definitely trying to find any edge they can get. It's still about a 2-camp lead for Raptor over Sponge. All the lanes have been pretty even so far.
Yeah. Saw a little bit of action in bot, but Kellin has the summoners back. So doesn't amount to too much. A very tiny lead for Diable. Sponge is like, please.
His name is Raptor. Of course he's going to be here.
Hey, he wasn't named that for nothing. He's going in onto Lehends, actually, who tries to taunt away, but there's the Cataclysm, has to flash, but the Magical Journey follow-up is big here for BNK FEARX, and there's only so much Lehends can do to try to get away after trying to help Sponge on his third respawn of Raptors.
I love the target selection from Raptor there. Knew that his bot lane was coming in, knew that Lehends was out of position, and they end up getting him and the Raptors as a reward. The Magical Journey from Kellin to follow up was pretty phenomenal, so Sponge in a really rough spot. He was only a couple of camps down before, but he went for a reset. Raptor's just been clearing through. It's now a 1,000 gold lead between the two junglers, and we'll see the replay here. So it looks a bit precarious for Raptor, but the target selection decision to just go on Lehends here catches him off guard, and then he uses Cataclysm. Lehends flashes out, but the Magical Journey is already there. It felt like such a planned move by BNK FEARX to turn it around there.
Yeah.
And Nongshim, unfortunately, falling prey to it.
Both junglers up here on the top side of the map, and notably the top laners also no flashes, as you talked about. So a bit of action. The junglers trying to mirror a little bit with Sponge. Once again, trying to get the Krugs.
Raptor's doing it again.
I mean, might as well. There's not really much that Sponge can do.
He has upgraded Smite, so it's not even fair.
He gets vision with his flag, like.
Yeah, this has just been absolutely brutal. We kind of said before the series started, what Raptor, sorry, are we going to get? Are we going to get the Raptor from earlier this week? The answer is yes. He has just been dominating this matchup so far. Sponge does finally get his upgraded Smite, but still not level 6. Raptor's about to tick over to level 7, and Sponge still hasn't got that ult available yet.
Remember when you said that level 6 was really important for this team?
Yeah.
Well, he got it. Okay.
They finally got it, and they do want to play for the grubs now on the back of this. I will say, though, Taeyoon's coming over.
Kingen's dead. I mean, he doesn't have any flash. There's two people up here. They catch him in the bush, and now Nongshim trying to make a play on a VicLa. We'll see if that works out, but the stun comes in with the binding, and now Lehends, no flash, has to taunt away. Looks like they got maybe one of the grubs. Did they even get one of the grubs?
They did. You can see.
Okay. There you go. Okay.
But still feels really bad for Nongshim. Once again, BNK FEARX, target selection, decision-making, so good when it came to this, knowing that Kingen was without a flash, isolated in the top lane, they have a lot of CC between them, and it just puts Raptor even further ahead in this situation. We'll see the replay here. Kingen's trying to push the wave to get over there, but they set this little trap. and it's just a pocket where they don't have vision. Kingen's here, the rest of his team are at Grubs, and just that one little bit of danger between them ends up in his death, and then the peel from Kellin here was really good. The stun, and VicLa just flashing early, not giving them any chance, means that Nongshim just have to back away, so great moves. Now Raptor, in terms of levels, Sponge has caught up a decent amount, catch up XP will do that, but Raptor already has his Sundered Sky. That's a huge spike to have.
Yeah.
And honestly, when we went to that last fight, he didn't have it, but we did see Taeyoon with like a Shen available, and Diable just had the Rectrix. I think it was just not a great fight for them, but they were trying to leverage those big ultimates. Still have those in the tank, but we'll see what they can make out of those. Because this game isn't exactly in a great spot right now, and they have to be really wary of Raptor and how strong he is.
At this item point, I mean, he can just start the dragon, and even though they have vision of it, they say, well, what are we going to do? You know, even with the ultimates, they're just going to say, well, you can have it.
And one of the problems is Sponge is like, well, I'll take this time to get some camps on the top side, which I think is all you can do in this situation. I'm not critiquing that. But Claire is the one who's isolated here. But a Cassante, I don't think you can dive that. And Nongshim feel the same way. They don't even look for it. So, I mean, a couple of camps for the Dragon. I think BNK FEARX very happy with that trade.
Yeah. They're going to enjoy a very early X-Tech Drake. A little bit of extra buffs. We have Mountain on the way, so could be the beloved Chemtech Soul. We'll have to wait and see what we do get for this first one. Now it looks like everybody's just kind of going for a reset. BNK FEARX do have a slight gold lead. Most of it, actually, the same number is in the jungle, 1.3K, as is the team. So everyone else basically even.
I think the big thing when you're playing, particularly these Bruiser Sundered Sky junglers, is a 1.2K, 3K gold lead. It's not that big of a deal unless it gives an item completion, and particularly the Sundered Sky. So Sponge just does not want to contest anything right now until he gets his Sundered Sky completed. Like if Raptor has a bit of extra HP, a bit of extra AD from his next components, that's not the end of the world. But if you fight now, it's going to be a really bad time. So he's just clearing through camps. Raptor's picking up everything he wants. And you look at the vision control around this bot side of the map. All these wards available. They're trying to protect Nongshim's red. Sponge will get caught out.
Yeah, it's not the Raptors this time. They've upgraded to a red buff, and Raptor's here. So that's going to be very dangerous for them, trying to just go for the engagement. Raptor just runs face first into 4 and immediately dies. The smite goes over to the way of Sponge, and now VicLa is totally caught here as well. Will be going down, and that is a kill over to the Ryze.
So I said before, you don't really want to contest BNK FEARX when they have that item advantage on the Jarvan. If he does that, then yeah, sure. Why not? The value of the Sundered Sky wasn't really on display in that skirmish.
Oh.
The value of anything from the Jarvan wasn't really on display. Nothing really used. Raptor just... I think he was just hyping himself up a little bit too much. Maybe he heard us talking so positively about him, and he ends up leading the charge here and pulling the trigger. They could have played this slower, but he opts to go in and he misses the flag and drag. And so it's just immediately punished. CC'd, doesn't get to press any other buttons or play the game. Doesn't get to use the Sundered Sky, doesn't get to use his ult. And then VicLa is still flashless. So the Realm Warp read from Scout is phenomenal. Kellin now in a bit of danger. I think Sponge, they obviously got gold back from that play, but I think more than anything, he got his confidence back.
Yeah, it's over 2,000 gold swing with just that one play. And, I mean, there is so much CC on the side of Nongshim, especially with support jungle. If you're going to go in there, you got to be sure. Like, how many times have we seen teams, usually it's the blue team going into the red team's jungle on the top side where they just, that's like the int zone. That's, I think, what Huni called it on the space. But it is. Like, we've seen so many times teams from a lead try so hard to pressure that spot because it's important, but if you do it too aggressively, you'll get punished.
The thing is, it's so good for the defensive team because they can kind of fan out.
Yeah.
And when you engage in, you're in the middle of them now. Flash comes
is
through.
Not Cassante, so diving this looks better, and Lehends is just going to die. It is traded back, though, as Kellin comes over.
You know, I was looking at the Viktor, Did he just take one? Did he hang around and try and tank another tower shot? I guess we'll see in the replay.
Yeah, Lehends, he just took too many turret shots.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, but I'm trying to see, did he try and tank an extra one for his teammates?
I don't think so.
Because I thought he could just walk out in time. I guess we'll see.
Well, he taunt flashed and immediately took turret aggro, and I think he just took like 3 or 4 turret shots and just died. Very nice stun here, but we got a Shen coming on in here, and guess who's in trouble once again? It's Raptor.
Wow.
That giant lead they had, couple of big deaths that go the way of Nongshim.
It's just crazy how you can do so many things right in this early game. Step by step, Raptor has really ran the jungle matchup, and now he's just getting put in the bin.
You are not safe, VicLa. He doesn't have flash. I mean, he's going to drop a stun here and an arcane storm, and actually is able to walk it off. And now Sponge in a little bit of trouble, gets low, even with the help of Kellin, but he is able to walk it off.
What's interesting, Clay could have TP'd there and cut them off. He has TP available. Kingen can't stop it, does not have any CC. They don't call for it, though. They just let them walk out, because they were so deep. And if you look, there is that control ward quite a bit behind.
Yeah.
I thought there was the window for them to punish, but they don't end up going for it. This is the play. So Lehends, that's 1, 2. Okay, the last one just did so much damage. I think as well he tried to get a bit more auto damage off before walking out. Was just too much damage. The tower hits here. Sponge actually misses that initial engage, but the submarine effect of the Shen just makes it so hard to escape. And Nongshim in a pretty firm lead. A big thing is these kills they've been getting haven't been going to their jungler. So Raptor's still ahead, but instead they've been going to Scout and Diable. And I think you're way happier about that, having the fed Ryze and Jhin.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you know, this is where the Jarvan feels very strong with that one-item spike, but you're not getting much value out of it. Whereas all the kills going to the carries of Nongshim, that will do much more later in the game than a fed Jarvan.
There's a 1,800 gold lead between the 80 carries, which is crazy.
Yeah. Taeyoon hasn't died. He's just not getting kills.
Yeah, and especially because, you know, Ezreal, we so often talk about the 2-item spike. Jhin, I feel like he always needs more than that to really get online, to really get going. But if you have a big enough gold lead, you can kind of circumvent Ezreal's power spike and get to the point where Jhin is just strong for the whole game. We do not see the dragon being attempted by Nongshim, but they will back away. With it being Hextech Mountain, there's a good chance it's one of the weaker souls. And it's also, you know, it's 17 minutes, second dragon hasn't been taken. Soul's really not on the forefront right now. I think if BNK FEARX do get a second, it's a good win con, but it's still very far away. Now, we did just see Diable pick up his second item right now, has a Storm Razor. So he's in a pretty strong position. The only champion in the game right now to have 2 items.
You get those...
I guess unless you count the supports, but that item's kind of fake.
That is not real.
Yeah, no,
that's
we don't count that.
They're on 1 item at the moment. And yeah, I mean, Nongshim are ahead, but still not going to just do a, you know, open Drake straight in the face of BNK FEARX. That's still a little bit too risky. They are going to get that mid-tier 1, though, so now as a team, they can make a maneuver over towards this objective and maybe even look for a fight. But again, you don't have to unless they want to utilize that Jhin power spike. Really taking their time with this one and not forcing the dragon.
The thing is, you have a gold lead, you're in a really strong position, your comp skills well. I mean, BNK FEARX does also, but like having the Ryze in pocket feels really good. Is the dragon really going to change the state of the game? Not really. But if you throw at the dragon, that will change the state of the game. So I think there just isn't the pressure for Nongshim to start it. If BNK FEARX started, I think you should contest them, you should stop them, you should win the fight with the lead you have right now. But there's no pressure for Nongshim to pick it up, and they're so far away from a soul, I think they can kind of just chill out. We do see the Seraphs completed by Scout as well. 3-item spike is the big one for Ryze, but 2 is still pretty formidable.
Yeah, hoping he goes for the Actualizer.
Yeah.
That is the boom boom damage item. You can go for something like Zhonya's or God forbid, Cosmic Drive or something like that.
People go Chobi Belt.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. They are looking for the root here in the kill on Raptor, as that is 3 deaths where he is just helpless.
Yeah.
He's just dead all 3 times.
Yeah, I was praising BNK FEARX for their target selection earlier in the game, but Nongshim have been ruthless. And the CC is always layered in a way where Raptor doesn't get to play the game. And I feel like the confidence he had early in this game has kind of backfired massively because he walks up thinking, I'm strong, I'm fed, what can they do to me? Well, we got the answer, what they can do to you. And it's not a good time. So now Dragon's picked up 4,400 gold lead for Nongshim. And they're going to get this tower bot lane as well, it seems. Click, I don't think you can prevent this, so it is just a crazy gold advantage.
It's going to go down. Clear trying to at least punish it, even if he can't prevent it. The angle there, not the best on the pull, and also Realm Warp available.
Yeah.
With Lehends there too.
That was a little bit miscommunication, because Scout basically waited out all the CC and then Realm Warped away. He was completely safe, and I think Lehends was a little bit concerned, so used the Stand United. It's some big tools, honestly, committed by Nongshim, so Clear burning the Realm Warp and the Stand United definitely valuable, but didn't have too much chance of actually getting the kill.
Yeah. At the same time, though, there's not really much that BNK FEARX can do to pressure the map at this timing without those ultimate abilities. You don't have the item spike for your Ezreal. There's no objective available. You're kind of just farming from behind. And also, Nongshim did roll the Infernal Soul. So that will be the choice here, not one of those weaker ones.
Yep.
Sponge up here, but a lot of help from BNK FEARX, so they're going to back off.
Good restraint coming out here from Sponge. Not overcommitting on the play. It's crazy how far behind he was and how just a little misplay from Raptor has turned this game on its head. They're looking to contest this red maybe here. Actually, instead turning straight onto the Viktor. Viktor now isolating alone.
Yeah, I mean, he's just super dead. Like, they're just going to take down the turret as well, and I think VicLa just a bit too far up. He has to know that the rotation is coming in, and unfortunately did not read the situation and just dies.
It's great timing to cut them off, cut off the support. Now they're going for a Herald mid. They have no mid-tier 1, though, in this situation. I was thinking they were going to collapse on them. Instead, they're going straight for the Baron.
Yeah, they're just doing the Baron. And this is very early. This is 21 minutes.
It is not... Oh.
They're looking for a turn here. They're going to throw everything into the Bard, so that's really not going to find too much value with the Magical Journey getting him out. And Raptor is, well, he's still has 2 items and he's still Jarvan, so no follow-up there.
I was going to say, it is not the Hunting Baron, so they don't have to worry about the crazy damage.
Yes.
And this play, if you look at the position of Lehends here on the minimap, he's just cutting off any support that could come in. This was a full, proactive, 5-man play to cut off the Viktor, and you see the vision setup that was still there afterwards. Just really gave no outs for VicLa and no way for BNK FEARX to counter it. Now they have got a Tempered Fate here.
Now Scout in a bit of trouble here. We'll see if there's any CC though, as the flash on in with the binding is enough from Kellin to get the kill. Shutdown does go to VicLa. Kellin really playing on a knife's edge there, nearly dies.
Yeah, but he had to get the stun because all the CC had been used and he was stuck in the Cataclysm, so using the Cataclysm to get that stun was a great play from Kellin, but a lot committed to take down Scout. If he'd gotten away, he would have felt pretty bad about it.
VicLa just picked up his Blackfire Torch. If you compare that to Scout, who is about to get actualized.
Wait, I think he had that a while. I think he just picked up his rock.
No, he had the belts on the play, and I saw the pop-up come.
I think that was late. I definitely saw him pick up Blackfire Torch like 10 minutes ago.
You think so? I mean,
yeah.
that would make more sense, but maybe we just had an incorrect graphic. Not 100% sure. Aux is on the play. He's getting the replay. We'll know very soon. But the point is, Scout does a bajillion more damage.
He had the Blackfire Torch.
Yeah, he did. Which makes sense.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. Keep you right.
To open up the VOD real quick.
Yeah. Prove it to you. But yeah, your point still stands. Scout is about to hit level 16. Did just get it. About to have Actualizer. This is the point everyone talks about when they talk about Ryze being strong. Because level 16, you get the maximum amount of damage on your Overflow, I think it's called. You get the boost whenever you empower it. And the Actualizer is, of course, really strong. Now here, all the CC is committed early, apart from the Bard Q. So Kellin making sure he secures that against the Cataclysm. If it was Bard and any other jungler, you wouldn't be able to stun in that scenario.
Uh-oh.
Another Tempered Fate.
And it's going to save Kellin, but also kind of negates the engage from Raptor, but not a bad idea because the rest of Nongshim is on the way as there comes Lehends, going to get the taunt on a VicLa who's very low, but they're going pretty deep for this one. Sponge going all in for the kill, but he will trade his life on a VicLa. Clear, trying to tank up in the front line. He's going to have to flash away. Kingen now doing some DPS to the front, and you see BNK are just on the escape route here, but here comes Diable trying to finish off the kill on a Taeyoon, and he does pick it up. And now we got a couple of fish in a barrel here in Clear and Kellin.
They have no wave though, so I think they're actually out. That was a crazy aggressive passage of play for Nongshim there. They only get a 1-kill advantage in that, so it was definitely a little bit close. Starts off here, where Scout finds Kellin, and Kellin ends up using the Tempered Fate. A little bit of anti-synergy there, if I'm going to be honest, between Kellin and Raptor. But in the ensuing play, I love this from Lehends. So the shots are being blocked by VicLa, and Lehends says, you know what, let's guarantee the 4th shot with the taunt. VicLa not expecting to get jumped on by Shen there, then gets taken out by the Vi. And even though we see Sponge go down, he's taken out this threat in the Viktor. Kingen creates a lot of space here. And then look at Diable here. This is crazy. Goes in, flashes the combo. And there was 3 members of BNK FEARX, but he felt confident. This feels a little bit like the Diable of old. Crazy that we're seeing it on the Jhin.
Yeah, everything you're saying is correct here, Aux, but we got an update from production. He sold the Blackfire Torch, and he left the base. He left the base so he couldn't cancel it or undo, so he went back and bought it again. So that's why the graphic popped up of him getting the torch, because I'm like, I definitely saw the torch.
And I'm like, I definitely saw him buy it early in the game. Wow.
We're both right.
And you know what?
Which is crazy.
We're right, and you know who's wrong? VicLa is for that. The mismanagement.
So wrong.
Oh my god. I mean, he's already like 1,100 gold behind, but now he's going to be even further behind on that miss sell.
So this is the area that Huni always loves to talk about, where they're going way too aggressive. Sponge, a big quad out here, but just trying to tank up and buy time for the rest of the team to come over. Equalizer is good, but Kingen, oh, that's a massive shot here from Diable as well, and now Taeyoon super low. But they're not getting the kills here. Diable gonna get knocked back, and now he's isolated. And should be a kill for the side of BNK FEARX. Do not go all in there. As Nongshim once again get punished just like every other team.
I feel like Nongshim are saying, hey guys, you remember that spot around the red buff where BNK FEARX threw the early game? Yeah? Do you want to fight there? Why not? Well, this is why not. Just overextended. You have VicLa over the wall, the TP coming in to cut them off. It's very hard to push in deeper because they're over the wall, they're cutting you off on the flanks, and Lehends goes solo onto Viktor but has no backup. Scout is trying to 1v1 clear and he has so much MR, it's just impossible. This was honestly about as bad as things could be for Nongshim.
That's Ryze group, baby.
At least it's fair now, right? BNK FEARX threw the game earlier around that point, now Nongshim did too. I will say one thing is that Clear has gotten extremely tanky, because Diable has gone the I don't believe in armor pen build, where he builds a lot of items, but still does not have a Last Whisper item. So he's not doing much damage to Clear. He has Kanik, Rukin, and Jack Show, so neither of the AP champs are either. Lehends does dip out.
Nice try, Kellin.
I like the crying kitty, though. I get it.
He's got good emote game for sure. They're just trying to turn onto the front line here, but the Equalizer's getting a lot of damage. Sponge, though, going to get 100 to 0. It is now Raptor trying to create some space, but look at the back line. Scout goes in and nearly dies. He's just trying to actualize Taeyoon out of the game, and that is the damage we were talking about from Scout. As now he's just going to roam warp out of there. He's like, I've done my job. See you later.
It's hard to call an outplay, but Scout just presses a couple of buttons and just one-shots Taeyoon. I feel kind of bad for them, honestly, but this is the power of the Ryze right now when he's hitting squishy targets more than anything. So this play, it kind of felt like Raptor was sick of getting jumped on by Sponge all game, and he kind of turns it around. He then goes on the Viktor, but just dies here. But look at Scout on the flank. The cleanse comes through, the stun as well. But the Seraph shield is so big with Actualizer, and he just nukes him. It's not okay. And unfortunately, VicLa not quite as strong, especially because of the little mishap with the item selling.
Yes, little.
Yes.
A small one.
would have had Void Staff there. I don't think that would have I mean, he wasn't involved in the Ryze situation.
He did a lot of damage to the left side. I was actually watching him because he was the focus of the Rumble Vi combo. But he lived and actually did a decent amount of damage. But that side of Nongshin successfully disengaged. Yeah. Whereas the side of BNK that got nuked by Scout did not. So that's really the difference there. And now we're kind of in an awkward game state here where neither team has the pressure on the Dragon Soul just yet. Nongshin are looking at the Soul point, but again, this is 30 minutes into the game.
I just looked it up. He lost 840 gold from selling it and buying it back, you know?
Yeah.
So that gold lead in the mid lane is like 1.2k because of that.
Yeah. They're looking for Kingen here. Raptor is going pretty deep for this one, though, as now the Realm Warp coming in from behind. Scout is going to be isolated, but down will go Raptor, and now Scout is unleashed. As meanwhile, the front line here, Sponge is taking a lot of damage, but he lives for long enough to tank it up for Nongshin. As that is a nice little flank play from the side of Nongshin. VicLa not able to dodge it for the entirety of that curtain call. And Nongshin win a very big fight here.
Yeah, they just don't really have tools to deal with Scout. They go for the Tempered Fate, but the problem is he has a Seeker's Arm Guard as well. So if they jumped on him after it ended, he would have just popped the Seekers. And if you don't have tools to deal with him, he will just absolutely decimate you. This Ryze is very much online and keeps getting access to squishy targets. The problem is you have 3 carries on the side of Nongshin, very real threats across the board. And it's all up to VicLa and Taeyoon to match that, and they just aren't as strong. They're behind in gold. They're not posing as much threat. This is level 18 Ryze. VicLa sold his item and bought it back. There's a lot of factors here. So they initially go here onto Kingen, but not quite able to get the damage down. And then Scout finds his flank. Tempered Fate comes through. They go for the flag and drag, but even if they follow up here, he has another stasis. And look at him just melting people. Yeah. It's not going too well for BNK FEARX right now.
Yeah. I think the only way they deal with Scout is if they 100-0 him before he 100-0s their entire team.
Yeah, he now has the full Zhonya's completed. He didn't use but had it, and now has the full Zhonya's, so he is a very real threat. He's always been a very real threat, but just you don't have the tools to really deal with him. He doesn't have Flash, but I think Zhonya's is just enough safety. Unless he's massively out of position, I think it's so hard to see an avenue where they take him down.
Yeah. As long as Scout plays it well, and he has been playing this game very well. Like he's done well with the lead that he's gotten for himself.
And Diable now has Armor Pen. He's got full 5 items compared to 3.5 of Taeyoon. So that is the biggest gold lead in the game right now, by the way. 5,000 between these 80 carries. And I think even though he went the roundabout way of getting to having IE, having your Armor Pen item, at this point, Jhin just feels so strong.
Yeah. I mean, once you get all those items where you're actually dealing damage, as look at this, the core item purchase graphic pops up.
I mean, he has 756 AD, by the way. 783 there.
That's actually insane. Is that like Veigar for AD? Like, what is happening?
That's just Jhin.
It's just Jhin, but it's kind of incredible. He's also up 2 levels on Taeyoon. Like we talked about in draft, we talked about before draft in the pre-show about how Ezreal is very strong. It's going to be a big prio pick in draft. And Nongshin are like, whatever.
If BNK FEARX loses, well, it'll be the first Ezreal loss in this round.
Going to drop an equalizer here as there's going all in onto Taeyoon. The follow-up is not there. They're very deep in there, but Sponge has the GA, and those shots are hitting Taeyoon anyway. And now Kingen just burned them all to a crisp. Even VicLa trying to get away, but he will be not able to. And Nongshin, 12K ahead, will end this first game in their favor.
Some on-point shots there from Diable, landing it there, getting one to chunk out Taeyoon, and then that final one, and Kellin as Kingen burns them. It was a strong early performance from BNK FEARX. Raptor was running the jungle, but that one misplay and Nongshin just not let them breathe for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was that one moment, but it just felt very insignificant.